talk to us a little bit about who it is you are, and before we do that, I guess maybe how is it that you got started? And we'll get into the wholesaling and the RIA and the things like that. But where is it that you really did you always see yourself as a real estate investor, or being involved in real estate in general, or where did that kind of start?
Yeah, no, I can pinpoint the moment exactly, actually. So, it was in 2000. At the time, I was at university. I was 2 years into a degree. I was studying economics and marketing. In my head, I wanted to be in business. And what that really meant to me at the time was, working for a big company, maybe someone like Coke or Unilever. That was sort of my idea of business. And a friend of mine had a free ticket to a seminar by some speaker by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. You may have heard of him. So I wasn't into those sort of things, and I went to the meeting, and my God, it just boom, opened my mind. So that moment was it. He spoke about the obviously assets, liabilities, buying assets. He spoke about the cash flow quadrant. That you can be an employee, you can be self-employed, which is sort of my path, was that employee path that I was on at that time. But he spoke about the benefits of being a business owner and being an investor. And that was what set me off. I had 2 more years of university. So over that time, I read all these books, I listened to all these tape cassettes, I started reading other people. And when I left, I didn't go to real estate, I went to business. So my strategy was going that B quadrant and then become an investor. So I always wanted to buy real estate, but I started as a business, and we did that. We started a business, and I had a couple of mergers, but I was really lucky. We built that up to 300 staff. We ended up listing on the Australian Stock Exchange. We listed we had a $315 million valuation. It got up to $500 million, which we're excited about. Man, the market's been hard though. It's like 140 million now. So those things will change, but so I always wanted the property, and I started to buy the property. I bought my first one in 2016. So at that time, our business had started to become more successful. We started to have a salary, so I didn't buy it fancy. I just bought I bought a property from the equivalent of the Australian equivalent of the MLS. I used a conventional loan. I put down 20% deposit. I did really geek out on the areas. So I had spreadsheet. I didn't buy in my home area. It's super expensive where I live, like crazy expensive. And so I did a whole analysis. I pulled census data, figured out populations, where's the population growing, where's the median incomes growing, like what income quartiles are there, where's infrastructure growth, where's the growth been. And I actually looked for places that didn't have that much growth, but their demographics showed they should be growing, and the areas around them were growing. So, if someone had a big growth, I didn't like it. But if it was the place next to it, they had all the signs that it should grow, and I bought that property, and that was really how I got into it. I never saw it. I had property managers walk it. I had property inspectors go through it, but it wasn't in my home state. I still own that property. I bought it. I think I bought like $360K was what I paid for it. It's worth about $560K now, so it's gone up over 50% over that period, and I've barely had vacancies, and that was my first step into real estate.